morning, friends. It's Writers Wednesday, and today you learned about a new letter, and the letter was letter I. You've been talking about letter I with Miss Abby. Miss Stephanie is going to show you how to make a fun craft out of letter I. But first, you know what time it is? It's letter time. We're going to review. Are you ready? Here we go. He's hiding as a penguin. Letter P. P says P. P says P. Good job. This is letter S. S says S. S says S. Curves around. One of Miss Stephanie's favorites. Hiding as a cat. This is letter C. C says K. C says K. Good job. Here comes that one that likes to go swimming in the ocean. Letter O. O says ah. O says ah. Good job. Watch your fingers. You know what this one does. He bites. This letter is A. Up, down, across the middle. Letter A. A says ah. A says ah. Good job. Who's hiding as a dog? Letter D. D says D. D says D. Did you hear my dog bark? I think she knew we were talking about dogs. This is another fun letter. It's hiding as a gumball machine. It's letter G. G says G. G says G. Good job. And the letter we added last week, do you remember what letter that was? The letter's hiding as a mouse. It had the straight line, slanted line, straight line. M. M says M says It's hard for Miss Stephanie to get her thumb there. M says Good job. So this week we're adding the letter I to our stack. Now, our I has all straight lines in it. Straight line down the middle, straight line across the top, and straight line across the bottom. Do you remember what sound I makes? I says I. I says I. Now, just like O when we circled and A when we put our hand under, I has a special motion too. When we do I, we can itch our nose because itch starts with an I. So we just go like this. I says I. Good job. Some friends can also just scratch their arm or their neck, wherever. But we're going to do our nose together. So I says I. I says I. Good job. All right. So I think we're going to turn our I into an iguana. Iguana starts with an I. So are you ready to turn our I into an iguana? Let's do it. So this one I already have put together. Do you remember the M we had to put it together? Miss Stephanie already has this one cut out. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put right on the back of my eye. You can draw an eye on your paper too. I don't think my dog likes us making an iguana. It's okay, Lily. It's just an iguana. Should we tell her it's okay? It's just an iguana, Lily. Hey, it's okay. I don't think she likes iguanas. All right, let's put our eye right on our piece of paper. Ready? I pushed it down onto my paper. And now we have to add some parts because does it look like an iguana right now? No, it doesn't, does it? An iguana usually has some little spikes on their back. So we're gonna add some spikes. I'm gonna take that piece and I'm gonna cut it and then I'm gonna put it right here on my eye. Right down, right on the side of my eye. right there. All right, now I'm gonna give my iguana a head. So it kind of looks like a half of a circle. I'm gonna glue it and I'm gonna put it right on top, right at the tippy top of my iguana. Now, I'm gonna use some little tiny googly eyes, but just like any other time that we make things, you can use your markers and draw eyes. You can cut out paper eyes, whatever you have. It doesn't have to be googly eyes. Miss Stephanie just has a lot of these at my house. So I'm gonna use my liquid glue because it helps them stick a little bit better. And I'm gonna put them right up here on the head of my iguana. 1, how many eyes does he have? 2. Ooh, my doggie's being quiet now. She must not be so scared anymore. Now, have you ever seen iguanas stick out their tongues? Can you stick out your tongue? Iguanas have little tongues that they like to stick out. So I used a little tiny red piece of paper and just cut it in a little squiggly. And like I said, you can draw one on there. You can take your marker if you want to. And I'm gonna put it sticking right out of his little tongue. There it is. And the last thing that I'm gonna give my iguana is a tail. So I cut a pretty long tail. You can make your tail however you want. And I'm gonna put it right down here at the bottom of my iguana. And I'm gonna push it on just to make sure it stays on really good. So I took an eye and I turned it into an iguana. So I says I. I says I. And we have iguana. All right, friends, I can't wait to see your iguanas. And I hope Lily's not scared of iguanas anymore. Have fun.